Right. Let me just... Right, let me just finish this off. Morning. How are we? Sorry, I've been messing around with our current pole sitter, who I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to fucking get it at this rate. No, I'm joking. Jerry's a good lad. Jerry's a good lad. Let's give it a couple more minutes for people to get in. And before we go into it, I'm going to have a quick look through the cars as well, because I actually don't really know what people are driving. So how are we all? How are we on this glorious Thursday morning in the UK that is currently looking very miserable, I'm not going to lie to you. Right, Cherry, so you know, mate, since we're both having a little bit of a banter session between each other, if you fuck up, you're getting it. I'm going to tell you now, you're getting it. I have the power to. Right, so enough of that, and glossing over this driver in first, that doesn't count. Welcome to Tier 3 Blue, my old tier actually, my tier from last season, so glad to see some familiar faces and familiar names. We're going to go have a quick look through the grid, because I'm actually curious as to who's got what car. We've got this thing in first, who, I'm not going to lie to you, I don't think he should be first, considering how he should be at work, and apparently he has magically found time to not be here, but let's gloss over that. That's Cherry, by the way. Well, we then got Fossey in second in the GTR, which is what I'm driving this season. I don't even... My autistic mind cannot even begin to understand and read that name, so if it's okay, I might call you Strata, because I can pronounce that bit, and that's what my brain permits me to say, if that's okay with you. If not, please inform me, message me, and we'll figure it out for them, learn how to say your name correctly. We then got Amy in fourth. Raced with Amy a few seasons, great to see Amy back on the grid in the Porsche as well, so this ought to be interesting. We then got Cinder in fifth in the Ferrari. Interesting, there's a Ferrari on the grid. We then got Goose in sixth. We got Turbo in seventh. We got Sparrow in eighth in the other GTR. So the GTRs are not doing too bad, nor the Porsches. Yay, Monty! Montiva. Yeah, buddy. We then got Alexis in 10th. We got a CS Boss in 11th in the other Lamborghini. We then got Zimmer, 10th, excuse me. We then got Zimmer in 11th. We got a Benedict. I believe that's how I pronounce your name. Apologies again if I'm getting them wrong. In 12th, we got GKR in 13th. Then we got the young man himself bringing up the rear of Fracas in 14th. So I'm going to say at the start of the season, like I do anytime, my humour can be quite strong sometimes. If I have said something that is not quite sat right with you, message me, please. We'll talk about it and we'll make sure it doesn't happen again. Or if I have not pronounced any of your names correctly, or you want them slightly differently pronounced, then please just say. I'd rather get this sorted and fixed before it becomes an actual issue. I also go through some crashes, I give my views. I'm not a steward, I'm not going to pretend to be a steward, I'm just basically going to go, this is what I think. Bend it like Beckham. Bend it like Beckham? Okay. I know what you mean, but yeah, okay, fine, fair enough. So yeah, so with that out the way, I'm going to do my commentator duty. Bend it. Okay. Oh, thanks. I'm going to do my commentator duty because, well, something different has happened this season. So we are actually now sponsored. Hang on, if I get the right thing, here we are. ALR this season is now sponsored by Blue Dragon. So I'm actually going to say it is a source for affordable premium sim racing frames, and you can find out more at their website, which is all linked across various ALR sites of various ALR channels, including the standings at the very top of your standings page. So with the sponsorship out the way, let's get this done, as we got 4 or 5 red lights. And away we go after a long hold. That Porsche is going to be bogged down, which means Fossey's going to take an early lead. Here comes that 458 and the Lamborghini. The 458's already up into second. The Lamborghini's now challenging Cherry for third. Cherry, having gotten the best start possible but still not good enough, is now down to fourth after losing his pole position. Has become round turn 1 for the first time. Anybody crashing? No. Ooh, it's a bit of a moment. I think further up ahead to Goose at the moment is the meet between the 911 sandwich. Going further forward, we've got the Lamborghini challenging the Ferrari as we come down the back straight up to the hairpin for the first time. Ferrari takes an interesting line as further back we've got Turbo trying to go up the inside of Amy. Can Turbo get up? Turbo is alongside in that Ford GT. It's an interesting pick for this season. I'm not going to lie to you, it's a pick I would not have seen. Turbo has to drop back. I'm going to do what Pyro did and just do the follow camera, because you get to see a lot more of what's going on. Cherry's starting to open up a bit of a gap from Goose. Goose has gone wide on one of the many right-handers on this circuit. Amy's getting a little bit of a push from Turbo. Has become firing out under the tunnel. Here comes Zimmer. Zimmer's made a great start from 11th. He's already up to 8th. Is he going to have a look at the inside? No, there's this contact between Turbo and Amy on the penultimate corner as Amy now goes off wide, drops down to probably 10th position. Nope, still holds about 9th, just holds on to 9th, excuse me. Zimmer now going up the inside of Turbo as we come down the start finish straight, going into turn 1. Zimmer holds the inside line. Turbo's been hung out to dry onto the dirt side of the track, understeered off, so through goes Zimmer. Here comes Glide and Scott as he gets a little bit of a nudge from Amy. As we go through the sequence of corners, the Porsche can eat these curves, but obviously these guys, this time it cannot eat the curves too much. Here, there goes SES up into 9th. So I'm trying to keep an eye on the comments as well. Glide defends the inside from Boss as they're going side by side. I think someone's okay. Let's have another little look, because I think Sparrow's glitching around a little bit. Yeah, I think there was a bit of a netcode problem there. I don't think it was much of a deliberate push. I think it might be more net coding. Fracas up to 11th, Bennett up to 12th. Now under pressure from SES, who's just got pushed out a little bit wide on the hairpin, going further forward as we've just seen Fracas do more Fracas things. As I see, he's not changed from last season. Anyway, moving on. We then got the Ferrari bringing up the rear at the moment. Let's go further forward to see what else we can find. Yeah, they stay up here as we got Cinder versus Cherry. Cherry's up into P3 at the moment. Zimmer's trying to find the inside line. That was a very, very close move as off goes Cinder. I think that might have been a little bit of a touch and was that a reset? That was a reset. So yeah, it's one of those. I've seen the clip. I've seen Zimmer's point of view from it. I'm not going to get too much into it because it's been under appeal and whatnot, so I'm not going to do too much involved. But I think it might have been a bit more netcode. But again, and obviously naturally, and why is Goose going slow? I think Goose might have had a bit of an awkward exit as we go further forward. Cherry's now into P2, fighting in the Lamborghini Austria for P2 at the moment. Cherry was around the outside up into P2 initially, but then dropped down. This is allowing Foxy just to drive off into the distance at the moment. Both of these cars are mid-engine, the engine's over the rear of the axle. So the rear tyres are definitely going to get more of a battering than normal. Cherry gets a great run coming out of the quadruple right-handed, dives to the inside. The Lamborghini doesn't defend it, so Cherry's now got the inside line as the Lamborghini goes off the circuit, comes back on, but might have a slightly better run. Let's find out. Cherry goes defensive early, goes right over to the pit wall. And the Lamborghini trying to come alongside, is not quite able to push his bumper alongside, so Cherry comes across, tries to open up the corner. Lamborghini understeers off a little bit. This gives Cherry a little bit of extra room. It's a little bit of a moment coming out of turn 4 through the chicane up over into sector 1. Let's have a little look around what's going on. Let's come back to Turbo versus Goose at the moment for P5 as they are weaving all over the track. Careful, you don't want to be weaving too much because you're not allowed to weave down the straights and you'll get a penalty for that, so just be careful. Amy up into 7th, chasing down 6th and 5th at the moment. We'll stay with Amy for the next couple of corners before we go back and have a little look around. Fantastic shots as we come out under both tunnels. Turbo looks to the inside. Let's go on Amy's point of view to see all of this. Turbo up the inside, keeps it very, very tight. Goose around the outside. Nice block past there from Turbo, but here comes Amy. Amy's had a much tidier and cleaner corner. Got a better run, but Goose has got the slipstream from Turbo, so Goose is now going to be pulled forward by Turbo. Is going into turn 1. Goose holds on to 6th position at the moment. Turbo's in 5th, punching a hole for that Mazda. Amy gets very close to the back of that Mazda. Just assaults that curve with absolute ruthlessness. Just goes straight over the sausage curb. That Porsche can eat up that sausage curb quite nicely, which is going to give her a much better run as she now gets the inside line coming up into the hairpin. Goose brakes a little bit later, holds a wide line, gives Amy plenty of space. They both accelerate about the same sort of time. Goose gets a slightly better second run, but through goes Amy, having the inside line and swoops over, so Amy up into 6th. Goose down 2 into 7th at the moment as the clouds are starting to come over. Let's come back and look at Benedict, who is now up into 9th. What did I miss? I just skipped back for... No, just jump off for 30 seconds. Oh, just carrying a bit too much speed, went over the curbs on the outside. That's not what you want to do. So here comes Benedict in the Mazda, trying to defend and attack at the same time. You don't ever see cars going too wide here, let alone making it through without any contact. So fantastic move from Benedict, trying to make up time. Here comes Monty. Oh, as they go 3 wide, as there's a massive budge saying, give me some space. Looking further back, SES is trying to go around the outside of the Mazda. That's not going to work this time around. Going further back from that, we then got Montavia trying to get up into P10 as we come on to lap 6. Going further up ahead, Ross has got himself up the inside of Benedict, so Benedict's now down to 9th. One real line through this part of the circuit as we come firing out onto the back straight. I say the back straight, the second part of the straight. So Boss has managed to open up a nice healthy gap. Here comes Montavia trying to push himself up onto the outside lines. Sparrow goes deep, and here comes Fracas, though Fracas sees an opportunity, tries to get the inside of Montavia out the hairpin. Contact was just about avoided, so Montavia in the Lexus struggling to attack and defend at the same time. Fracas knows what that Lexus can do after driving it all last season. Now in the Gen X this season, can he get a good run? No, he can't. Coming up to the quadruple right hand corner. Oh, that's it. Fracas being patient. Well experienced driver Fracas, well experienced in ALR racing, so he knows to be patient, but attacking quite hungrily, quite aggressively at the same time, not hungrily. And Cinder down in 13th, gets a great exit coming out the final corner, does get the run. Can he get past Fracas? Fracas is in the slipstream of that Lexus, so here comes the slipstream effect now. Fracas should just be able to start pulling a bit more, not quite, so Cinder goes up the inside. Fracas drops down to 13th as we go further forward. Cinder trying to defend from Montavia still, and we'll come further forward again in a moment. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I heard that. So what's happened back here? Come into the left, turn 2, flick it to the right, turn 3. Oh dear, Cinder just dropped it on his own, and Fracas was a bystander from the looks of it. So Cinder dropped it on his own, collects Fracas. Fracas has got nothing to do with that, so down those two go. Cherry's opened up a healthy gap, starting actually close up on Fossey as well. Zimmer up into 4th, Turbo's in 5th, Amy's in 6th at the moment. So Zimmer is falling back, his tyres are starting to wear away a little bit. Turbo's got the best tyres of the 3, so let's stay up here for a little bit. Turbo gets the first part of this quadruple right-hander slightly wrong, goes really wide. Not really on the ideal line, so this allows Amy to close the gap, and this allows Zimmer to start pulling away as Turbo backs off. Just lets Amy straight through. I think Turbo realises Amy's going to pass anyway, and it's might as well let Amy go and fight Zimmer and then try and pick up the pieces. That's not a bad move, that's quite smart actually, because now here comes Goose. Goose is now going to get dragged into this soon as well. Amy's got an absolute monster run coming down the start-finish straight. Going into turn 1, there's a bit of a collision actually going into turn 1. Zimmer's gone quite slowly actually in turn 1, so this is now dragging 6th and 7th into the fight. So the battle for P4 is now between all 4 of these cars. Amy just attacking those curbs again. Goose has gone off onto the exit curve. That's going to cost him a load of runs, so he's now out of the running. Let's go further forward, but stay up here. Amy with a very late lunge up the inside of Zimmer. It's kind of worked, but they're both very slow. Here comes Turbo. Turbo's not going to get involved. Can Turbo try and pick up the pieces? Can he make a double pass it? Let's go left, coming up into the right. Amy holds it around the outside. Zimmer's trying its absolute best to try and get it to work. Can't get it to work this time. Turbo backs off, focuses the exit of the corner, looks for that outside line. Amy now disappears. Amy's now going to try and look at disappearing. Zimmer holds the inside line. Turbo trying to go around the outside, not going to work this time. Goes off the track, comes back on. Here comes Goose. Goose coming out of the quadruple right hand corners, gets a really good run, goes past Turbo. So Turbo's lost out. Amy's gained. As there's contact at the final corner between Goose and Zimmer as well. As we're now coming 3 wide at the exit of the corner. Turbo's going to gain the most of it. Goose is going to lose out a little bit. No, Zimmer's going to lose out the most actually. So down goes Zimmer as we're coming on to the penultimate lap. And Zimmer's tyres is almost dead. He's losing so much time. So Zimmer making a great start at the opening laps of this sprint race. Is now plummeting down. He's trying to defend 7th for as long as possible. I think it's going to not be in a little bit of vain because everyone's tyres all around him are just so much better. All that started a lap ago here. That was some fantastic racing from everyone, and reasonably clean as well. The real Gen X experience, yeah. It's why I've not really picked the car, because its tyre wear is just so bad. You can just see here how hard Zimmer's having to drive the car and how much Zimmer's struggling and slowing down. As you can hear the Super Style Turbo fan of my PS in the background. And let's come back here. As Monty down to 12th, GXR up into 11th. These two are still going at it. Montevious tyres are even worse condition actually. So let's stay here as we come on to the final lap for the front runners. GXR defends the inside, Montevious to the outside. The outside line can be the quickest line, it depends how you take it. You can carry the speed, get the switch back. Montevia can't quite get the car to turn that much. GXR tries to defend, can't defend it and get across early enough. So Montevious now alongside, got a good run coming out of the final corner, going into turn 1, who has the inside line as well. So through goes the Lexus driver. Holds it as well, going further back. Yeah, Thrax's tyre's not that good either. Let's go further forward. Fossey's tyre's not that great. I had a bit more juice left than that when I raced this race last week from memory. Cherry's tyres are looking okay as well. And Zimmer's now lost out. Zimmer's now lost out to the Lamborghini. He's now down into 8th position as we got a yellow flag. Turbo, what has happened to you? Let's come back to Turbo very quickly. On the last lap. Lights up the rear tyres on the exit curve, so this is going to pull him down the order. He's just about going to hold on to a top 10 at the moment. But let's go further forward to a driver that we've not really seen since turn 1, lap 1, as Fossey, who had an excellent start, has controlled this race and had a really healthy gap, and has just managed a gap since lap 1 as Fossey comes to take victory here in the sprint. We then got Cherry, who's in 2nd. We then got the Lamborghini driver of Straff in 3rd. We got Amy, who had a really good race, comes over the line for 4th. We then got Goose in 5th, good race from Goose. SDS in 6th, great race from him. Zimmer in 8th, who's not too bad considering starting 11th. Benedict in 7th, excuse me. Benedict in 8th, Sparrow in 9th, and Turbo making a mistake late in that last lap for 10th. We then got GXR in 11th, Cinder in 12th. Monty and Frack, how the hell have you got a 3-second penalty? Monty's in 13th, Fracas is in 14th. How did you get a 3-second penalty? Sorry, what the... Okay, we missed something. Oh, we definitely missed something, so let's come back. Just briefly. So GXR got back past Montavia at their hairpin this week. They're now side by side. We go around the left. Montavia's tyres has just died. So there's a yellow flag because of turbo up ahead. Oh, Fracas tries to go for a move and just... oh dear. Oh dear. And somehow Fracas gets a 3-second penalty for that. We're just watching these two come around the final couple of corners. Ah, overtook on the yellow. Yeah, fair enough. So there you go. So Fracas just lets him back through. There we go. So, okay, I overtook on the yellows, fair enough. I mean, yeah. So we had a similar thing in my tier, so tier 3 white. And Pyro actually picked up on it because I had a really good run. Coming out, funny enough, out of the corner that we just seen them two crash at. Just coming in down the hill. The yellow flags were being waved, so I had to back off, and I backed off. Whereas I could have just stuck it up the inside of the quadruple right, but because the yellow flags were up, I backed off. Initially, I think Pyro turned around and said something, didn't fancy overtaking under yellows or something, or didn't fancy the trust in the game, and there's proof. So, do. It's not too bad today. Yeah. If I do that, then it should pick up. There we go. Well, on playback, at least you guys can skip this. Unfortunately, when we do this live, you guys can't, and unfortunately, I can't. So, let's come on, please. You're 100% download. Thank you, success. I wish I was, but let's gloss over that for a minute. Right, as much as this is going to annoy Pyro, and if you couldn't tell, annoying Pyro is something I do quite enjoy. You can do two types of strategies here. You can do the two-stop, which is the faster strategy, but you have to make up at least 15 seconds per stint, which can be done, but overtaking on this track is not the easiest. Or you can do the one-stop, which focuses more track position, and you only have to make up about 20 to 25 seconds, which, yes, is a bigger gap to make up initially. It's 5 seconds less than if you did the two-stop. So there is multiple strategies you can do here. My tier, I think only 3 or 4 people did the one-stop, and the majority of the drivers did the two-stop, and I have a feeling the majority of the drivers here are going to be doing the two-stop as well. So we got turbo on the mediums. Mediums, 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 mediums. Right, so Fossey's the only one on the hards at the moment. So the entire top 10 is mediums apart from Fossey, who's got a hard on. Giggly. Then we got medium, medium. Montavia's on hard. Finally. Ooh, that's a nice livery. I quite like that. I'm a fan of that livery, actually. It's nice, it's colourful, it's vibrant. I'm glad he's come out of the cupboard, finally. I'm so glad he's come out. Anyway, moving on. And then we got, so there's only 2 drivers on the hards, and that's Fossey and that's Montavia. Everybody else is on the mediums, so I'm expecting pretty much everybody else to be on the 2-stop, apart from those 2. So, let's get cracking, as they say. So Turbo leads us away as we go into turn 1. Everyone holding position at the moment. Let's go back through the rest of the grid to make sure everyone is holding, no one's being passed yet. This is really going to be some of the first overtaking opportunities coming through these sequence of corners here and out of it. I'm expecting Amy to make a move of some description in a second. So turn that back on my phone so I can try and read the comments. Zimmer tries to go up the inside. Amy does a massive lunge up the inside of Goose. Can she hold it? Here comes Cherry. Cherry's trying to have a go. No, Goose gets back up and better driver than Amy out the hairpin. So Amy's attempts nearly worked. As through goes, was that Benedict? Benedict through. Let's go back and watch that again because that was absolutely phenomenal. Fires it up the inside of Zimmer. Great move there by Benedict. Goes a little wide, but that's fine. Comes back across Zimmer. Can Zimmer try and come back? I don't think Zimmer can. So Benedict holds position at the moment. Comes back across, holds off Zimmer. So Zimmer can't really do too much through these sequence of corners. Turbo is just pulling away, and so is Sparrow at the moment. Amy's trying to go up the inside of Goose through the quadruple right-hand corner. As we come down the back straights, Goose has got the slipstream. Amy doesn't. Goose very late on the brakes, so is the Lamborghini of Star. Or Star, excuse me. Goose now holds the outside. As we come 3 wide, there's so much is going on, I'm struggling to keep up. There's through goes the Lamborghini. Amy's dropped down a position or 2, so the Lamborghini gets a double overtake, but here comes Goose again on the longer legs. After that Mazda, the 2 911, so together, that's not what you do to your own teammate, Cherry. I thought you were a nice gentleman. So Amy's been discarded out to one side by her own teammate, which is never a good thing to start the season with. As the Lamborghini gets a little bit sideways as we come out of the chicane sequence, Goose is going to try and catch up. Can Goose catch up at all? Can Cherry catch up and get a double? Let's find out. Cherry has a look. No defence made from Goose as Cherry goes very, very deep on the inside. Gets the move on Goose. So Goose is down one position. Going further back because something's going on back here. Oh, this livery's come into play finally. Hi. Fracas goes very, very tight on the inside. Montavia tries to go wide on the exit. These guys are all trying to figure out who's where and who's doing what. So going further forward, Amy's down to 11th after all that. Sinter's up in 10th, Fossey's up to 9th already. Going further forward, let's stay up here. Now all these guys fighting and being in the train behind Zimmer, who's gone back past Benedict, is just allowing the top 2 to pull away. To go round the left. I'm just picturing being on the grandstand down here, just listening to all these cars come down at once. Would be deafening. Both Lamborghinis really tight together. As Stratos tries to take the inside line, that's not worked. His teammate SES has block that off as contact's been made. Held on to it really well as well, so that's great recovery. That's not quite so. That's not quite a great recovery though. So off goes one Lamborghini, getting way too far off the curb and sticking to the full throttle. So Fossey at the moment in 8th. So there's a lunge up the inside from Cinder. Fossey didn't see it. So Cinder's up a position. Amy's going to take the position as well. Down goes Fossey. So Fossey at the moment has just got to survive these first opening laps. As Montavia is still in 12th, fighting off GKR at the moment. Going further forward. So Fossey not able to quite stick with the medium runners at the moment, but that's expected because of the difference in compounded tyre. Let's go further forward. Let's see what's going on up here. So Benedict just keeping in touch with Zimmer at the moment. There's Zimmer in your picture. So the whole pack is still quite close together and they're not quite opened up. Okay, let's jump back on board as these two have decided to turn it in from a race into a drifting session. Let's just go back and make sure I didn't miss anything in particular. Montavia just went a little bit wide. These guys are both sideways, both power sliding their way through and out of corners. Not the smoothest line to go. It's going to impact your tyre wear a little bit. Fracas starting to close in on the back of Fossey at the moment, going further up ahead. Amy starting to attack Cinder again, so Cinder now under pressure from Amy. Oh, there's this contact there because Amy's gotten a little bit loose as the contact made Cinder go wide. Amy tried to go around the outside, backed off so it wasn't a push pass, which is very sensible and wise to do. Now trying to go around the outside of the quadruple right hand corner. Gets a lot better of a drive, gets a lot better run as we come out the corner. It looks like she's basically pushing Cinder along through the corner. Going further up ahead, there's a move being shaken down the inside, not worked. I don't think Amy's trying to go around the outside of Cinder. Cinder doing a fantastic job at the moment, sitting on the racing line, defending where he needs to. Going further back. Fracas is slowly closing in on Fossey. Fossey's closing in on Amy and Cinder, but here comes Amy in the slipstream. Does she have a look at turn 1? She tries to have a look down the inside of turn 1, can't quite make it work this time, so Cinder holds on to 8th at the moment. Let's go further forward as Cherry now attacks SES into turn 2 and 3. Let's both give each other plenty of space. Cherry's not quite able to get the move done this time, but here comes Goose. Cherry defends the inside, gives Goose the slipstream initially, but then Cherry comes very late on the brakes and a very big lunge with capital L. Up the inside, through goes Cherry. SS now down to 6, so Goose is now going to get past the Lamborghini this time. Further back from that. Oh, Amy was going so well. So I lost it all on her own. So Amy now down to the back of the grid. Monty with a half-second penalty. Still fighting GXR. We then got Fracas in 10th. Fossey in 9th. We've got Cinder chasing down in 8th. Chasing down Goose who's in 7th. He's now getting locked into a battle with SCS in 6th. Who's trying to chase down Cherry, excuse me. Not Terry, it begins with a C, not a T. Someone above ahead, I think it was Benedict, went very wide on the final couple of corners. Let's stay with Goose. Let's see what Goose can do. Now, Goose, is he going to play Duck Duck Goose with the driver ahead of him, or is he just going to just say Goose and run? Let's see. Let's go round to the right. Nicely avoided the curbs, keeps it nice in the middle, goes over the sausage curb. Okay, I didn't really think that car could take that line. But here comes Cinder with a much better run. Clearly, Goose is playing Duck 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 and then stopping. He's not going. Both the drivers up ahead go really wide, so here comes can Goose capitalise on these two going very, very wide. I don't think he's close enough to, as these two going side by side around the left-hander. Goose, not quite close enough to send it up the inside. CS is now offline, going really, really wide inside, so these guys are now going to be slow through the following couple of corners as Cinder sends it around the outside. A fantastic move done by Cinder. So Goose just losing touch with these guys a little bit. Cherry is disappeared from the front of Cinder. He's now going to start getting onto the back of Benedict in a second. Looking further up the road. Turbo is in a world of his own. Now, that's your one shake move on that. That's technically a second. You can only really allow one defensive move, so just be careful when you do it, because someone could technically class that first shake at the very end of the start of the straight as your defensive move. Now, because these guys are slow through the first couple of corners, here comes Goose again. Let's go forward just very quickly. I want to check on Cherry. And further up ahead, we got Zimmer going up the inside of Sparrow, and there goes Cherry up the inside of Benedict. Have we got any more moves in the same corner? Kind of. So Cinder defends the inside. SES tried to get the switch back, that didn't work. Excuse me, as I've got the hiccups in the background. SES a little bit slow and weaving around through those final sequence of corners, the wrong positions, which has slowed him up considerably. He's now losing touch with Cinder. I think he's just about out of tow now, so this could be Goose's opportunity to go. But here comes Fossey. Fossey's now going to start getting involved as well. Fossey has a look. Goose has gone a bit wide, not hit the main exit, so through goes Fossey on those hard tyres. We're starting to get to the point where the hards might be just as quick as those mediums. Let's look at what's going on around. Yeah, everyone's in the 35s at the moment, apart from Turbo, who's in the 33s, and Zimmer's on the 34s, 3s. So at the moment, Fossey is the quickest car in this area of the grid at the moment, as Goose tries to go up the inside of Fossey, not quite able to make it work. Nearly contact as well, going further back. What's going on back here is Amy sets the fastest lap of the race at the moment and is starting to catch up and switch back on. Let's go further forward. We'll stick with Fracas for a minute so we can get a good look at Fossey and Goose as we come under the bridge. No, we're going to go forward. He's losing track a little bit too much. Let's stay here. Up the inside goes Goose onto the second to last corner. Fossey gives him space. Goose, careful, because you nearly pushed Fossey out wide then, so Fossey out onto the hard bit, or the high bit of the curb, so through goes Fracas. Fossey trying to re-attack straight away. Fracas wise to the move. Don't want to do that too many times. So here comes GKR, excuse me, on those mediums. Got a great run coming out of turn 4. Yeah, turn 4, excuse me. Fossey defends the inside, so Fossey's run and momentum at the moment has been shut. He's got to remake the momentum. The Ferrari tries to go around the outside. Fossey defends the inside, keeps the place at the moment. Let's go. No, nothing else is going on around at the moment. Let's stay here for another couple of corners before we go further forward again. Because I'm smelling a fight for P3, I believe, so we're going to go forward. Oh, we're so going to go further forward. Let's see what's gone on back here. We're going to stay here for a little bit. So the battle for P2 at the moment. This is allowing Turbo to extend his lead more and more and more. So Cherry gets a good turning circle and good grip on from the front. Aero goes out right onto the very edge of the curb and a little bit further. Zimmer just about holds on to second. Cherry aggressively swings to the left. Can he get up the inside of Sparrow? He does get up the inside of Sparrow. Zimmer is going to try and pace out and clear the scene, but his tyres aren't looking that great at the moment. Oh well, these guys are fight. They're bringing in Benedict and Cinder. Sorry, just sneezed. I didn't want to blow up people's speakers nor your ears. Going into turn 2. Interesting different line coming through here. Cinder taking a lot more of an aggressive second half to the chicane, which is what gives him the speed, but it's not able to give him the speed this time around. So going up ahead, looking further up ahead, Sparrow's got himself a really good exit. Benedict tries to go up the inside and defends the inside, slash tries to make it work up the inside, not quite able to. Sparrow holds the position at the moment. Cinder being very aggressive, taking tighter lines at the moment. Benedict offline at the moment. This might compromise him through the next couple of corners. Cherry starting to chase back down Zimmer again. He's got a little bit of clean air behind him, so he's got a little bit more opportunity to attack Zimmer. Let's go up to Cherry. Not quite close enough this time around. Cinder, is he close enough? No, he's not. As Turbo comes in at the end of lap 10. So does the whole top 4. So Benedict's going to be the current race leader, potentially Cinder. SCS stays out as well, so there's a little bit of contact as we go into turn 1. Benedict's gone out wide. I'm not sure if he's been pushed wide. Cinder's trying to give the spot back, which is a bit of confusion because here comes SCS. SCS is now getting very much involved with us. He's already up into P2 after going around the outside of Cinder. Benedict's still in first at the moment, but going to be under a lot of pressure very, very quickly. Turbo comes out, goes onto the softs. Fossey's in 5th at the moment. Zimmer comes out in 7th. We'll come back to that in just a moment. As Benedict defends the inside, SCS goes wide. Does he get the switchback he's after? Can he get the power down early enough? Can he get the better drive and traction? No, but he's very, very close. Benedict defends the inside. Don't really need to defend too much there. You mainly want to focus on the exits, I think, to get you a good run down, because this is why. Here comes Cinder. Cinder's now really close as well, so the front 3 are really close, and here Turbo's on the fresh soft tyres, so this should be pretty easy for him. As all 4 drivers starting to spread out over the track, SCS defends, Cinder comes out, here comes Turbo. Turbo's going to go down the inside because there's this contact between him and the Lamborghini. Let's come back and have a look at that. So if this was me here, I'd stay here, stay in the middle. Now I'm going to look at this and I'm going to go, I probably want to be on the right here. My reasoning, you got a little bit of space here and the corner goes left. So for me, I'd probably want to be about here. Because, yes, at the moment I can attack and I can go up the inside of Cinder, which I've done. But these two are coming across to hit the apex. I'm at the moment going, well, I say me, Turbo at the moment is going straight. Turbo has now got nowhere to go. He's got no space, whereas if he did this on the outside, he's got a little bit of space to work with on the outside. There we go, there's the contact, and Turbo is fully on the brakes. He cannot go any slower if he tried. I mean, he's going slower than this anyway. Plus, also, there's contact between Benedict and SAS as well. So, there's the contact. You can see the Mazda's had contact because they're facing the wrong way. SAS is going into the wall. Turbo's getting it involved, and Cinder's going to capitalise out of all of that. In comes Benedict, and he's got a great run. He's already gone past. So here comes Turbo. That's obviously going to be dealt with in the Stewarts. Fossey's now up to P3, and it's lap 12. The Lamborghini stays out. Both Lamborghinis stay out. Here comes Zimmer, who's gone on to the mediums. So Zimmer must be doing the medium soft strategy. Because those tyres have got way too high of a tyre wear. Interesting, the GTR is doing a medium soft as well. It did come in. You probably could have done 7 and 7 on the softs, but we'll see. Cherry's come out on the mediums as well. So's Goose. Benedict's coming out on the mediums. So's GKR, sorry. Monty stayed out. Fracas is coming, he's gone to mediums, and so's Amy. So people who are doing the two-stop I'm expecting to are doing it. Let's go further forward. Well held. Very well held, Fossey. Now, Turbo's got to do it until at least lap 18 on these softs, at least. So he's got to do another 6 laps on these. Unless he's doing medium, soft, medium. Which... yeah, you can do it. I probably would have done medium, soft though. So then you're lighter on the middle, on the last bit. But it's up to him. Let's see how this works. Here comes Sparrow up the inside. He tries to get around. There's a little bit of contact. What's going on here? Hold on. I think I know what's happened here. Right, so Sparrow's gotten the GTR a little bit sideways. I said GTR. Sparrow's got the Hurricane a little bit sideways. I think SAS wants to come into the pits. He hasn't had that option. So he's now going to have to go another lap whilst being attacked by Sparrow. Oh, very late on the brakes the GTR is, as there's a little bit of argy-bargy contact. Can Sparrow get the switch back? He's got much better tyres, much fresher tyres as well. No, SES holds on to it at the moment, so Cherry gets through and has got plenty of clean air around him. Sparrow, is he going to get a little bit desperate here? No, SES tries his best to sweep across. He can't get that car turned. So down goes SES, up goes Sparrow. So I'm interested, when does Fossey come in? Because I came in around about this sort of lap. About 13 or 14 I think I came in. When I did the one stop and it kind of worked. Pyro says it didn't, I think it did, but that's a discussion and debate for another time. So, let's see who's around who. Goose taking an interesting line. Cinder comes in. Yeah, I think SES wants to box the previous lap. So here's his teammate. This is how much time he's lost. So, Monty versus Fracas versus Amy. Let's come back onto Amy's point of view. Oh, lovely move from Amy, doubling overtake up the inside of both Fracas and Montavia. Whilst those two are bickering between themselves, Amy says thank you very much, I'm going for it. It's a fantastic move from Amy after having a really awful start to the race. And SES comes out on the softs. Okay, interesting. Now, Turbo's still got 4 laps to go. I think he's pushing those softs a little too hard at the moment. I think he needs to just reel off the pace just a little bit. So the next driver down the road is Fossey on the hards. You then got Zimmer and Cherry, who are about to start fighting, so we will stay here. Now Cherry does a little attacking swipe, just tries to get Zimmer off the line, uncomfortable. Fossey carries on, so Fossey's going to go on another lap. What strategy are you doing? Are you going to try and do the hard soft? If you're going to try and do the hard soft, that's very ambitious. Very ambitious. But doable. So we've got 11 laps to go now. No, 11 or 12. Great exit there from both Zimmer and Cherry. Cherry's a little bit sideways though, so not going to be able to have the run coming down to the hairpin. He's going to do another aggressive shake. Oh no, hush my mouth and call me Cindy. Through goes Cherry. Cherry's absolutely sent it. Let's have another look. Let's have another look at this. Just, oh, lovely. Just straight up the inside. Zimmer left the space. Zimmer did not shut that door, and Cherry found the foothold in that door, but stuck his foot in there and said thank you very much, I'm having that. So it's up goes Cherry, down goes Zimmer. So Zimmer's already dropping down from Cherry a little bit. Let's come back into this area here. Great exit down the hill, but now we're going to go side by side around the quadruple right, as there's a tiny little bit of contact between the two drivers. Cinder's not quite sure where to go or how to respond to this. Is his teammate just going to let him go? Yes, so there's a team swap there, so Cinder can crack on. Has off-coast the Lamborghini of Stra. So GKR is going to now push his teammate along down the back straight. We'll see, can Cinder send it up the inside? GKR backs off wisely, gets out of this fight because it's not involving him. And also if they're sensible and if they play it well, they could potentially get a double overtake if Cinder sets it up right. If GKR can keep up with it, I don't think he can. Not so. GKR's out of this run at the moment, so it's going to come between Cinder and Stra, excuse me. They're both having a little bit of an argy-bargy competition coming down the straight up to the hairpin. So Fossey still carried on, which I think he really needs to look at coming into the pit soon to get onto those mediums. I think he just wants to delay it just a little longer. Let's stay here for a minute before we move up. So I think we're going to have to move. No, we're going to have to move up now. So Turbo comes in on lap 16, so he's only done 6 laps. In comes Fossey. Zimmer is fuel saving. He's shifting on the halfway line. Zimmer is fuel saving like mad. Let's come back to these two as we come down the start-finish straight. Out comes Turbo as the Lamborghini just about holds onto the inside. Turbo barges his way through. He's come out to the mediums, so that's him to the end of the race. Fossey's come out onto the mediums as well. I think it's a couple of laps too late because he's now back down to 11th. Although a lot of the drivers ahead of him have got to make more stops, so Fracas is one of them. Turbo is going to go on to the end. Let's come back and rewatch this because we got slightly distracted. So, Cinder, what did you perform? What did you do? Yeah, that'll do it. That makes sense. So the Lamborghini just doesn't use the footrest at all, nor does it seem like Benedict. Oh, Benedict, sorry. So Cinder takes up sixth position. Now going to try to chase down that Mazda as we come round the quadruple right. You got to be very careful. Pick your point, acceleration point, and then absolutely hammer the throttle. We're going to stay here for a couple more corners as Cherry now leads the way. Now don't forget, most of these guys have still got to do one more stop as Cinder's decided to turn this into another drifting competition. Decided to nearly drift around the final two corners, which I wonder if that is quicker. As here comes Turbo on the fresher, much fresher rubber. Dispatches one Lamborghini with ease. He's on old tyres. The others are starting to become on old tyres as well, so Turbo with really fresh rubber. There's a little bit of a snap of oversteer on the exit of the corner. This is not what he wants, so the Lamborghini's going to try and re-overtake. There's a lot of sidewise argy-bargy at the moment up ahead. Benedict goes really wide and through goes Cinder as something happened back here which I just missed because I was busy looking forward. Plenty of space. I think it might have been a little bit in netcode, being honest. It's hard to tell sometimes with these angles. So Cinder takes fifth at the moment. Bennett holding on to what he can at the moment. Let's go back a couple of cars. SCS is either going to be coming in this lap or next. I think it will be next lap. He comes in. Fossey is all over the back of Fracas, who's on old set of tyres. Turbo in the slipstream of that Mazda. Just lunges it up the inside. It's got so much more speed in that fresh rubber on that 4GT, excuse me, so I'm trying to figure out what words I'm trying to distinguish and say. I'm just looking at Bennett's situation. He's got refuel, but he's still on kind of fresh-ish tyres. Those tyres could go to the end easily, but he's probably going to pit and then put a fresh set of softs on. As both these two missed their braking points, take it very interesting in different lines. Comes the Lamborghini, tries to go up the inside. There's a little bit of a nudge and a little bit of contact as the Lamborghini swoops around from the outside. It's a great move there. Although you get it all sorts of wrong on the exit. So here comes back. This goes through. Yeah, he does go through. So the Mazda tried to come back. Wasn't able to hold it around the outside. Although if you're going to come off these tyres, I'll just shred them, to be honest. Fakes to the right, sweeps back to the left, gets the run and the inside line, brakes a bit later. Lamborghini trying to hold it around the outside, not able to, so through goes the Mazda. The Mazda comes in, so does Lamborghini. That's going to be a 3-second penalty. Here comes Fossey versus Fracas coming out the final corner, so now a drag race down the start-finish straight. Looks like Fracas has got the slightly better run, but Fossey's got the inside line and still got the car alongside. Here comes Amy. Amy's got another lap before she needs to come in. GKR's got another lap before they need to come in as well. Going further forward. Cinder's going to be coming in this lap, so's Goose. Sparrow could go maybe another lap, but I'd probably say come in so you can maximise the softs. Zimmer's trying to make this go to the end. And Cherry's going to come in this lap, I think, as well. Let's come back, let's have a look around. Let's stay around here. Actually, no, let's have a little look around. So Lamborghini of Strata comes out ahead, way ahead of Bennett. And then SAS is at the back of the grid at the moment. So Cherry comes in. How was that not a 3-second penalty? She touched the line. Interesting. So Zimmer does come in. Now Zimmer's got the best fuel at the moment out of the top 5, excuse me. Now this is the driver, the highest driver at the one stop, and he's going to go straight up into second with 5 laps to go and still reasonably good tyres. Yes, Cherry and everybody behind him is going to be on the softs, but he's now got track position and he's in second. So yes, Cherry and Zimmer will catch. Zimmer's not put that much fuel in, which has allowed him to catch up back up to the back of Cherry. But if these two start fighting each other, then it could be going towards Fossey. Fossey and Turbo have got the same sort of tyres on, and they've got Turbo's got a lot more fuel. Fossey's got a lot less. This is going to be interesting. Speaking of interesting, I'm glad Fracas hasn't changed. It's very fun watching Fracas. Very good fun. Going further forward. Amy's down in 12th with the softs on. SES is on 1 lap older soft, so this is going to be an interesting battle for 11th. Bennett is holding on to 10th at the moment. We then got Strap, who's in 9th, chasing down Montavia. Who's had a little bit of a wobble, so here comes the Lamborghini, caught right up to the back of Montavia. Montavia's having an okay race at the moment. Montavia defends the inside. Stra in the Lamborghini holds it around the outside, tries to get the straighter exit. It's got soft tyres on, slides a little bit, but still gets good traction. Now it's going to be a drag race down the start-finish straight. Who's got the fastest straight line speed car? It's about the same in pace, but it doesn't matter because the inside line belonged to the Lamborghini, and through goes the Lamborghini. Never mind, through comes the Lexus of the Lamborghini, cocked it a little bit, going through the chicane. So Montavia is back up into 8th. Stra's got to do all that all over again. Going further forward. Did I just see something? I did. Oh dear. Whoa. Okay, so I did not see someone reset or crash. I just saw someone glitching out like mad. You need to stop downloading all these headlights and spoilers, mate. It's not good for your system. So going back to the entertainment rather than rubber bands. Let's stay here for just a moment before we go further forward to Cherry, Zimmer and Fossey, because I see Cherry has caught up. Let's go further forward because Cherry has caught up. So we're going to stay here for a little bit. Let's see what Cherry can do. Zimmer's starting to use a lot more of those tyres. He's picked up the pace massively. We've got 3 to go, so Fossey's still got tyres to use. If Fossey can hold off Cherry and bleed out Cherry's tyres, then it could be Fossey's to lose. Cherry stood at 1:31.8, which is a monster time, may I just say. And the inside goes Cherry. Fossey tries to shut the door, kind of shuts the door, gets a bit of a better exit, so Fossey's now going to have to be very, very cautious and wary around the hairpin. And Cherry is now starting to get a bit of a reputation for just sending it at the hairpin at points where you don't think it's going to be sent. Shame we couldn't make it stick like the blaster in the house that he's currently doing as we go around the quadruple right under the bridge. Fossey defends the inside, Cherry sticks to the outside. Now they switch, Fossey to the outside, Cherry to the inside. Fossey holds the speed. Can he hold the car on the curb? He can hold the car on the curb. So Fossey gets the slightly stronger exit and the better exit. He holds the speed. Can he sweep across though? Technically he could. He can technically sweep across, but Fossey leaves the space. Does he hold it around the outside? Can he hold it around the outside? Can Cherry send it up the inside? Cherry does send it up the inside, but Fossey turns in early. Can he get the car straightened up as he avoids one sausage cup, avoid the second? He does, but Cherry's got the softer tyres, so that's it. Cherry's gone, he's done it. So Cherry's up to P2 with technically 3 to go. 3 to go, 2 to go, sorry. I can't count. Fossey's going to have to be very careful with his fuel, because if he's not careful, he's going to run out of fuel. Now let's go further back. Let's stay here. Cinder and Goose side by side as we come out of the hairpin around to the left. Through goes Cinder. Both these guys have got the same tyres and the same fuel wear within like a couple of percent. So Goose trying to hold on to the back of Cinder at the moment, not quite able to, going through the corners. Cinder's now starting to pull away a little bit, but I'm more focused on what's going on back here. Amy goes up the inside of Bennett through the quadruple right. And makes it stick, makes it work. So Amy's now up to P10, considering the horrible start that she had to the start of this feature. Amy comes across, squeezes that monster, but still gives just enough space. Amy's now up into P10, so great race from Amy at the moment. Turbo in the lead and in a world of his own at the moment as he goes very wide at the hairpin. Yes, I did see this. Cherry starting to open a bit of a gap to Fossey, and Zimmer's just behind. Fossey's going to have to be very careful with his fuel at the moment. He's still got another lap and a bit to do. Zimmer's got plenty of fuel, although that front right tyre is not going to be doing him any favours. Come down the back straight. Yeah, it looks like the Porsche was very good at the on the brakes at the hairpin. Oh, I see that, I see that. Who was that? GKR, what has happened to you? You go around the left, does he just run it over the curb? He does run it over the curb as a massive moment. So it's not the Brazilians' day today for racing. As we come on to the final lap, let's stay back here, let's stay with Fossey and Zimmer, because Fossey has got to drive the lap of his career here in ALR at the moment to hold on to P3. He's on almost an empty fuel tank. Zimmer is all over the back of him. Fossey is short shifting like absolute mad at the moment. He's got to make this thing last. Here comes Zimmer. Zimmer goes up the inside, coming towards the hairpin. I mean, as he's got the move done for the turning point of the hairpin, so through goes Zimmer. Fossey drops down to P4 at the moment, but let's go forward to Turbo, who's had the strategy absolutely nailed. Driven a really good, strong race, even in the Ford GT, which I personally thought it wouldn't have been that strong around here. But it's a really, really strong race here this afternoon or this morning, as he comes into the final couple of corners for the final time. That is going to be one very happy driver. Over the start finish line as Turbo takes victory here at Dragon Trail Gardens, with Cherry in a very good second. We then got Zimmer in third. We got Fossey, who just about has enough fuel left in the tank, for fourth. We then got both GTRs in fourth and fifth, Sparrow in fifth, Cinder in sixth, Goose in seventh. And then got Stra in the Lamborghini in 8th position. We then got Amy in 9th. Whoa, okay, let's see what happens here. Right, so we got Amy 9th, we got Bennett 10th, we got SCS in 11th, we got Montavia in 12th, we got Fracas in 13th, and then we got GKR bringing up the rear for 14th. It looks like Montavia had a bit of a moment coming out the final corner. But there we have it. Now I do have the post Stewart's results for this group at the moment. So it is Cherry who's leading in the championship at the moment. He's only got a 7-point lead to Fossey in second. We then got Turbo in third, we got Zimmer in fourth, and then we got the Lamborghini driver of, there he is, Stra, bringing up the top 5 at the moment. Looking at the constructors, the Porsche 911s are 4 points clear of the GTRs, who are in second, and then we've got the Hurricanes and the Mazdas in joint third at the moment. So there we have it. There is Drive Control. Hope everyone has had a great time. I have. It's been a very good session. And yeah, well, we will see you all very shortly.